All right, let's get into this. How are we doing tonight, people? Just me right now. Russell's not here yet, just me on the screen. But really, really excited to be doing our first ever live stream for MLS Now podcast. Official live stream, we've got it all set up, so this is kind of the layout we've got right now. And here we are doing a 2022 MLS All Star discussion. So we're going to go through the list of players, have a discussion around should they have been in there, should they have not, maybe who could have been in there instead, does the whole entire list make sense or not. So the player spotlight was something that we did over on the Patreon, and obviously we transitioned away from Patreon and focusing more on YouTube, so here we are. And player spotlight was just basically we get to talk about players, just any single thing we wanted to talk about when it came to players. We did that. So we talked about 3 good players and 3 bad players who had a good month at one point. We just had a discussion of best transfers at one point that we thought were going to be really good transfers. Shaqiri was on that list. Don't judge us. So lots of interesting topics and discussion points to be had around players. We also have a team spotlight. We have one of those each month, so this is the player spotlight this month. We also had a newsletter on the Patreon that's going to be coming out for free now on our website, as you can see at the bottom middle there, www.mlsnowpodcast.com. Let's go ahead and bring Russell on. So Russell, just popped you up onto the screen here. Obviously don't have the the camera yet, but that's coming soon. So not very at Mr. Dangerous. How you doing tonight, my friend?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm very intrigued because I'm looking at your camera here and your mute button didn't come off. There it is. I was very confused. So what are you most excited to talk about first and foremost when it comes to players on the MLS roster? All-Star roster.
Players actually on the roster? Well, I guess there's 2 parts to me. There's the homer that is happy to have a player from our team on the roster at all. But I think mainly just the makeup of the roster, especially in the forwards and midfielders section, just because I have a lot of questions.
What do you mean by a lot of questions?
So, Gavin, how do you make a team out of the players that we have put together? Because we have a lot of attacking midfielders. We don't really have any 8s. You have a lot of strikers. Not really anyone who I would think to put out on the left wing. So I recognize this is not a real match, but also you got to put a team out, right?
Yeah, I think that's fair. So let's go ahead and get into it. And also, for listeners, this is going to, obviously, if you're listening to this, it's on the regular podcast feed. We're going to be posting on the podcast feed. But this was a live stream. So what you're listening to is a live stream, which means it is up on our YouTube, which is MLS Now Podcast on YouTube. You should be able to find us, same branding. If you want to see my lovely face, and we're going to be reading through the announcement together, the 2022 MLS All Star announcement. So let me bring that up now. Here we go. And so hopefully I can make this big enough for you guys to be able to read. Yeah, there we are. So, Russell, you can't read this, but you'll be able to listen to me read it in my lovely way. The announcement says U.S. men's national team players Jesus Ferreira and Walker Zimmerman and MLS League Award winners Tati Castellanos and Carla Gil are among the 26 players selected for the 2022 MLS All-Star Game presented by Target. For the second consecutive season, the MLS All-Stars will take on the best of Liga MX on August 10th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time at Allianz Field in Minnesota, and will be broadcast live on ESPN and Univision in the United States, TSN and TVA Sports in Canada, on ESPN through Mexico and Latin America, and in more than 190 countries around the world. And there's a link to ticket information. So MLS was not playing around, Russell. They started off immediately with the forwards and wingers, and we're looking first at Paul Arriola. So they're looking at here, Arriola has set his career-high goals, scored 8 this season, including a stretch of 5 consecutive matches with at least 1 goal, scored through May 7th. from May 7th to May 28th. So, Areola voted in. How are we feeling about that pick?
I'm okay with Areola. I think he brings at least some width to the players up top. So far, I would say starting strong. He's contributed well to Dallas. He's been very valuable. He's scored goals. He's assisted. Just been a good add to their team, and I think a valuable guy on the All Star roster.
Yeah, I have to agree with Areola. I think he's been transformational for FC Dallas, and I personally voted for him, so I have no complaints here. Right winger. Tati Castellanos, I think he's currently on. Is he on 10 goals? Do you know that off the top of your head?
Well, I have right here.
Oh, you've got notes.
Yeah, I've got this wonderful little thing right here called the MLS Player Stats page, and it says he's on 12
what I'm going
goals
through
right now. Yeah, he's on 12 goals right now.
Really?
He has actually leading the Golden Boot race.
That's insane to me because he started off the season so slow, and he's now just like completely turned it around and been uber consistent. So Tati Castellanos, you're right, has 12. He leads the Golden Boot race. Luciano Acosta has 10 MLS assists, obviously not real assists, MLS assists. And then key passes, who other than Carlos Gil at 60. So good to know. How are you feeling about Tati Castellanos? Because for me, I did not vote for him.
I'm okay with Castellanos as well. I mean, it's hard to argue with the person who is currently in the lead for the Golden Boot race. And I'm going to go ahead and assume that the uptick in form has probably influenced the voting his way as of late. So yeah, I can't really complain about that all that much. I mean, he's just a good player up front. He has all the right tools in his kit. He can be clinical enough in front of goal. We've seen him, score from pretty much everywhere in front of the goal. So yeah, it's still no issues yet.
Now I will say, oh, hold on, we got a question here. Who's the newcomer of the year so far for you, Russell?
Ooh.
I think for me, I'm gonna step out of line and answer the question first. I think it's Taxi Santos.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a good shout. I mean, he is, because how many matches has Santos actually played? And he's on 10 goals.
He's on 10 goals already? Well, he had a hat trick.
He's on 10 goals.
Orlando.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's played 12 matches. He's on 10 goals. That's
Chicho Arango numbers from last season.
Yeah, I think Cucho, depending on if he can keep up this form, could be another good shout for him because he'll have even fewer goals, or he'll have even fewer matches than Fountas, and he's already on 3 goals in 88 minutes.
Russell,
so that's pretty good numbers as well.
I'm talking my head because Cucho's played twice. Yes, he's done amazing, but he's played twice. So
wow.
Maybe end of the season he would be newcomer of the year. But the question was so far.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Taxi. But with me saying Campagna, I think is the best striker in MLS, it would be remiss of me to not shout him out as well. But I do think Taxi's been a little bit better, which is weird to say.
Well, I do want to note that the best striker in MLS, according to you, only has 8 goals.
I don't know. I don't know at this point. I'm just making shit up as I go along. All right.
It's on brand.
Hey, look, I did say I voted for Jesus Ferreira. I did not vote for Tati, but this is a 23-man roster. If I got to vote for 23 players, Tati Castellanos would have been on there. So I think it's fair to say he should be included. From what I recall, he struggled early on in the season, and so that's kind of why. That's my memory of him. I haven't seen a lot of NYCFC as of recent, where he's probably scored all those goals. All I remember is him missing chances early in the year, really struggling, throwing his arms out a bit, looking frustrated. But yeah, I haven't seen a lot of them since CONCACAF Champions League. Jesus Ferreira, though, I did vote for him. I think this is a lock for me.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. Locked in. No complaints.
Yeah. None for me either. Taxi Santos answering Lo Nuevo y Lo Viejo, his question, Taxi Fantas was my answer, and he is an MLS All Star. I think it's an absolutely fair pick, even though he came in about a quarter of the way through the season. What do we got here? 9 goals and 3 assists in 11 matches is what the press release has. It's been a very impressive start to life for Taxi.
Yeah, and that number's only gone up a little bit more since the press release. He's now on 10 goals and 3 assists.
Oh, yeah, he did score in their 2-2 draw against Columbus, didn't he?
Yeah, 80th minute, about and around.
And then Kamara scored in the 92nd. Crazy game.
Yeah, we love a late goal.
Yeah. So that one's pretty obvious. This one, I disagree with this one. Chicharito?
Yep.
Chicharito.
Yeah.
What is he at? It says here he's at. It doesn't. 7 goals. There it is. He has 7 goals.
Yeah, he's way down there.
I'm not so like this is a name only pick for me, and I know you agree because I know what you're about to say.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a reputational one. I mean, people, I guarantee you, because this is public voting, people said, well, I really want to see him play.
Against Liga MX? That's a
right.
good point. I didn't think of that.
Specifically, I bet there's people out there who are voting for the drama.
Yeah.
I'm here for it, for the record. I
hope
it gets some fight. Yeah, I love drama. I love drama when it's something I can view from afar. Like, the rest of everyone who watches reality TV.
Do MLS players get bonuses for making the All-Star team?
I don't know.
I guess it's contract by contract. But my thought process here is Chicharito is someone who I think both of us think doesn't deserve to be in this team, but he's in it for the media, right? He was voted in because Liga MX, and he's a Mexican star. But someone like a Brandon Vazquez deserved to be in here, and this is direct replacement, basically. Vazquez would be in, because he deserves it, over Chicharito. Vazquez has been on fire. And I know you do. Yeah, you're a Cincinnati fan. Of course you agree with me.
No. I'm very impartial. It would never be because Brandon Vazquez is on 10 goals and 4 assists.
No, never.
Versus Chicharito's 7 goals and...
I think 0.
That is correct. I'm just confirming right here that this is in fact a 0. There's no number ahead of that.
See what we've got here. Same guy who asked the question. Thank you for watching, of course. Tati should have left the league this past off-season. Santos should do great under Rooney. Let's hope they get Lingard as well. That's a really good point. Did you see the rumor about Lingard coming to DC?
I saw it. And I have no opinions on it yet. I don't know what's going on with Lingard. Like, I'm surprised he did not go to West Ham when they were bidding for him, because if I recall correctly, he wanted to go back to United and prove himself and say, I want to fight for my spot there, when it was very clear he didn't have a place there.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I don't know what's going on with Lingard. But he's 29 now, so maybe he is just saying, hey, I want to play. I don't care where, just let me play. So
one thing I realized with when I saw Taxi join the league was just how much of a powerful runner he is. Like, when he runs, he's like a strong runner, whereas someone like, I don't know, I'm an Orlando fan, so I'm going to reference Juan here, who's very fast, one of the fastest in the league, but he's not a strong runner. He's just quick runner. And Taxi's got some power to his runs. And I think Lingard has that as well. And I think that's a benefit for Taxi. So I do think Lingard could be an insane pickup under Rooney, for who I, by the way, I thought did a really good job at Derby County, given the circumstances. I agree. Lingard, Fountas, Ola Kamara, and Michael Estrada. Ola Kamara and Michael Estrada being a swap pair up top would be really exciting under DC. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something similar to when the last time Rooney joined DC United. Do you remember what happened when he came?
Uh, didn't he? Oh gosh, I'm trying to remember Rooney's career at DC because he had like a struggle when he first joined and then went off the next season, right?
He did, but well, I wouldn't say he struggled because they were literally what? I think they were in last place, and they got dragged all the way up to the playoffs, seventh place. Every single season, one team does it, right? Like Vancouver did it last year. Um, DC United did it the year before them, or maybe that was 2 seasons ago, or 3 seasons ago. Somebody else did it one year. My memory's not serving me correct, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that. Yeah, so good point there. Toddy should have left the league this past off season.
I still agree with that.
Do you?
Yeah, I mean,
I love seeing that we're keeping our talent.
I like seeing it, but does he want to be here? It seems like he's staying here because he's kind of being told, "Hey, we're gonna find you a spot. We're gonna find you a spot. We're gonna find you a spot." But then they don't find him a spot, and I don't want to jeopardize more talent coming here because they say, well, they say they're going to move you on, and then they just keep you longer than you want to be there.
I think he plays a part in this though. Like if he wanted to go, I think they would accept. But if he's like, I'm fine with staying, like until you get an offer for the right money, then I think I don't know. I think he would slam down the door saying, "Hey,
but what's the right money?"
Send me home.
Didn't NYC
or send me away?
They got several offers for him, and they said none of them met.
But it was in
their
South
valuation.
America. Surely he wants to go to Europe, right? So if I'm sure, like in the media, he'd say, "Oh, yeah, I would love to go to South America, so as not to kill the deal if nobody else comes in for him." But I think Europe is beckoning for him.
Yeah, I mean, Europe's the end goal for most guys, in fairness.
Yeah. So I think so. Let's say Fiorentina, who were rumored for him after Vlahovic left. If Fiorentina came in with a £12 million bid, $14 million bid, I think he would have been a lot more upset than with the Palmeiras bid. Personally.
I guess that's fair.
But just my thoughts. And then also Lo Nuevo says Rooney's current form is better than Brenner since the host likes that season. Just a little bit of trolling for you, Russell.
That's okay.
Well deserved. Yeah, Chicharito should not be in my opinion. Another one, in my opinion, who should not be in, Jordan Morris.
Yeah.
Just gonna leave it open for you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Can I lump Rui Diaz in with this statement because I don't think either of them should be in it.
Sure. Let's talk about the Seattle forwards.
Yeah, I don't think either of them should be in it. I think this is another reputational one they put in. I mean, I think it's Seattle won Champions League, you gotta put them in. I mean, you have a very engaged fan base who won Champions League, and now they're being told, "Hey, vote for your guys to go to the All Star match." Which, I mean, if your entire fan base votes you in, fair play to the fan base. But I don't think either of them have done enough compared to other players who have done quite a bit to deserve being in the All Star match.
Was it fan only? Or was it fan and media and coaches and players or something like that?
I think it's a little bit of everyone. Fans can vote. Fans have a say. But I think there is coaches' input, and I think there is probably media input. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's some league input as well. I bet they probably get... Yeah, I don't think it's purely fan-driven.
It's not. So here's something I didn't see. Coach's pick. So Chicharito was a coach's pick. Morris was a coach's pick. But Rui Diaz was voted in.
I almost would have thought that Rui Diaz would be your coach's pick. I mean, what has Rui Diaz done this season?
He's been in and out. He's been injured. He scored a couple goals. I mean, he's had a
Yeah,
couple. I mean, he scored a couple game winners. He scored the game winner against Charlotte that one game with the banger. Um, but he hasn't been that amazing. He hasn't been amazing.
no,
There's been better strikers across the league. I mean, Jesus
yeah,
Jimenez, I think, has had a better season than Raul Ruiz.
I would agree with that.
So,
I have questions about Jesus Jimenez as well, but that was me thinking earlier when you were saying we were going to do a team spotlight, and I was like, oh yeah, I've got questions about this guy.
we'll do a team spotlight soon. Just, I All Stars hot on the agenda.
What
Um,
is the All Star match? I can't say I've even ever heard of it.
no one's ever talked about this ever.
No, this is a brand new thing, right? I know the press release says it's not, but I'm not convinced.
Carlos Vela's up next on our list here, selected to his fourth MLS All Star game. He is a coach's pick, by the way. 6 goals, 8 assists, and 17 appearances. Recently reached 100 career goal contributions.
Yeah, I mean, that's respectable.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's not like I think this is a deceptive one because he's lumped into forwards, but he has 14 goal and assist contributions if you combine them together, and that's fairly respectable. Even more respectable than I think some forwards who are just like strictly goals.
I think that's fair. Like when people see 6 goals, they're thinking 6 goals. Like that's not that good for a forward. The 8 assists though, and he's
Yeah.
part of the best team in the league. Like I'm just about okay with this pick. Like I think he's been very good this season, and not just because he's Carlos Vela and he's the media's darling after that 2019 season.
Yeah, I think again this is a player that I can see as a coach's pick because you'll have to, depending on how you're going to line these guys up, you're again going to need people to stretch the field up top. You can't just play, you know, everyone right through the middle, and Vela can play out wide.
Yeah. So, all right, we're on forwards here. Let's talk some snubs. Who missed out? I think we've already kind of talked about Vazquez.
Right, Abobasi.
Ooh, yeah. Here, hold on. Let me change my screen real quick so we can make a list. Screen capture. Here we go. All right. We're making a list. We're checking it twice.
We're going to find out.
Oh, I thought I had caps lock off. Snubs. Brandon Vazquez. I think that's a fair shout. You said Jeremy Abobasi.
Yeah, definitely.
I agree with that. I know he's injured, but would you consider Mihailovic a forward winger or a midfielder?
I would put him in the midfield.
In the midfield.
I am biased because of fantasy, though.
All right, because of fantasy. All right, we're doing forwards here. Snubs, forwards. Vasquez and Abobase. Is there anyone else?
Well, you don't want to put your favorite forward in the league?
Campagna, yeah. But, like, looking at who we were just talking about, right? So, here we go.
Okay, I have a question for you. Would you replace Vela with Arango right now?
No, not Arango. Arango started the season slowly. He wasn't even starting. I know he was coming off an injury. But, like, let's talk about who we would replace. Fine with Areola, fine with Tati, fine with Jesus Ferreira, fine with Taxi. Chicharito, out. Actually,
No.
we said we were here for it. Right?
Right. I'm here for the drama.
Okay, so Morris, gone. Doesn't deserve to be in there.
Yeah, Morris is definitely gone. I would replace Morris with Abobasi.
Okay, Abobase's in first. Raul Ruiz Diaz, out.
Yeah, that's a
Vasquez.
Vasquez swap.
Yep. And we have Vela, and then that's it.
Yeah.
So we are saying now, those are the only two then we would swap out.
Yeah, those. I can see arguments for everyone else. I still think the Vela inclusion is smart, even if it's not loads of goals. Like he's just been so valuable.
Oh
From
yeah, no, he's been good.
standpoint.
I agree with that. And Abobase for Morris. Get the Seattle boys out of there. Omar
Right.
Gonzalez Here's a take. Here's a real take. Omar Gonzalez, Michael Bradley, Altidore Guzan, and of course the GOAT, Breck Shea, deserve to be in the MLS All Star game.
I would actually say Maxime Chanot should also be included by that measure.
There should be like a retro All Star game. Like
You know what?
Shea,
I am here for that.
Roger Espinoza.
Yeah.
Get Blanco in there.
Mm-hmm.
Guzan, I would love to see. He's been around a while. Or like
Well,
who's like the
not
old
Guzan because
keeper?
he's out.
Well, yeah. Who's like an old, like, remember how Ramondo? Oh, Melia. Get Melia in there.
Mm.
Oh, that would be awesome. I would love a retro. All right. Anyways, we're getting off course here. Midfielders. Lucio Acosta, coach's pick. Can't believe he wasn't voted in.
Excuse me. No, actually, I can 100% believe that. Yeah.
Since he's just getting hated on, huh?
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, look, you can't be the worst team in MLS for 3 straight years and then be like, oh, we're totally good now. Everyone has to respect us.
6 goals, 10 assists. MLS assists, to be fair. Let's pull up his transfer marked. Let's look at his real assist
Oh,
count.
yeah. You're right. Hold on, let me
Acosta, transfer marked.
help out. I'll get on FB Ref.
Oh, FB Ref.
Oh, FB Ref only rates him as 6 assists.
Yeah, so does transfer mark. So he's got 4 MLS assists. Oh, it's like super. It needs to be super zoomed in. Yeah, 6 goals, 6 assists on the season for him. 4 MLS assists. Hey, that's still a really good start to the season. I agree with the pick. He's been everything for your attack. Literally
he has been
everything.
And here's this is a sneaky reason as to why I think he should be included. He can play on the left.
So so if we go back to the forwards, we were talking about this before the stream, guys, and basically all the players can either play striker or right winger. There's no left winger. Maybe Totti. Areola can probably be shoved out there. So your thought process is he can be forced on the left.
He can be forced onto the left. I'm not saying it's a good idea, for the record. I think they play a 2-striker system, and then they just stack the midfield.
Mm-hmm.
But Lucho can play out on the left. It gives them options.
Is the coach picked? Is it in the... I haven't even looked at... Did they say who the coach is going to be?
I have no idea.
They don't say who the coach is going to be.
I want to be Greg Berhalter.
No.
Really just bring the controversy.
Who's been the best coach this year?
Ooh.
And don't say Sharandolo, I don't want to hear it.
Sharandolo has been good, but I don't know if he's been the best coach. I mean...
No.
I think Mastroeni has to be given a shout.
I think that's a fair one. Mastroeni.
Yeah. I think Noonan has to be given a shout.
Estevez? Or has he just been blessed with Jesus Ferreira?
I think he's been blessed. He's been blessed with Jesus.
The holy water. The holy water of Jesus Ferreira.
That's right.
All right, let's look at the standings here.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, Wolf. Josh Wolf.
Oh, Josh Wolf is a really good shout. What about Nancy?
Yes, maybe.
You
Even
don't
without
sound
Mihailovic, they've been winning games. They just beat Seattle the other day in Seattle without him.
Yeah.
But just lost at home to SKC. That's not good.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean my
Traeger Durati says Noonan.
Well, I mean, how can I look? The people have spoken. It's obviously Noonan.
Yeah. I think it should be Wolf, personally, who should coach the All Star game. It's probably going to watch them give it to Heath because it's in Minnesota. Is that what they always do?
That's a good question. I could see it happening.
I don't think Pereira coached the All Star game when it was in Orlando.
Does Minnesota play at home later that week?
When's the All Star game? August 10th? Hold on. I've got the schedule right here.
Yeah, you tell me.
August 10th is the game. Bro, there's games 3 days later? What is this league?
Okay, August here's my other theory.
13th.
There are some players that got voted in solely because the opposing team that plays 3 days later does not want to see their star players play against them, or they're hoping for injury.
Sorry, my dog's like messing with the sheets, and I want to make sure she's not about to take a shit on the bed. No, she's just being weird.
Dogs have been known to do that.
Please don't.
Both parts of that statement.
Please don't do it. Thank you. I don't see. They're in Nashville on the 14th.
All right. Well.
Look at this little demon. Hold on. She's staring at me like, I'm going to poop on your bed.
No, it's gonna be the second you look away. Watch out.
Okay. She's just like staring at me. Yeah, Minnesota's in Nashville on the 14th. What was the relevance of that question?
Just to see if Minnesota played at home on the 14th.
Oh, yeah, no, they don't.
Well, there you go. I have no idea.
Traeger says the fact that the head coach of the hosting venue gets to pick half the All-Star roster is absurd. Is that true? The coach's pick should be made by a collective vote from all the coaches. Yes? I don't like that.
Hard agree.
Because we were talking about earlier, Traeger. That's a really good comment. Thank you. Because we didn't know how what the coach's pick was. We were talking about earlier, like, do players get bonuses for getting selected to the All-Star team? Like, do they get a bonus in their contract? And, like, if they do, like...
This feels like the opposite of a bonus, to be selected for the All-Star match and have to play again 4 days later.
That's true. I was actually kind of happy Orlando didn't have anybody selected. Because it was just too much. We already have a really packed July. We don't need to be sending our best players, which we don't have a lot of, to be fair, over. That's insane. Get the thumbs up. Okay, so I'm going with Wolf. We're completely off track, but I thought that was an interesting sidebar. Wolf should coach the All-Star game, but it sounds like it's going to be Adrian Heath. But I don't remember Pareja coaching in Orlando. I don't know.
What if it's Vanni Sartini?
I would not be against that at all. Love Sartini.
I think that could be great for the players, just from like a physical fitness standpoint, because like they're likely gonna just play counterattacking. And in fairness, I mean, you get a whole bunch of like creative midfielders. I mean, that would be super annoying to be like, all right, don't give up this. Don't let them transition against us. Like, whoever gets it is going to be able to make a pass.
I'm trying to see who the coach was for the 2020 MLS All Star game.
You're never going to find it.
No, I'm not.
I hope they've wiped it from the internet.
Do they just, like, coach themselves? Like, I don't get this.
Oh, man. Player coach. Okay, hold on. Who on this roster would you trust to be a player coach?
Let's look at the goalkeepers, and then the defenders.
You think a goalkeeper should be the player coach?
Honestly, Walker Zimmerman, he seems like a smart chap. Yeah, or Ilie Sanchez, because we would just see, like, techers the whole entire time. It'd be like watching Spain 2010. This is really bothering me. Squads. MLS All Stars. Galese in 2021 was an All Star. I didn't even remember that. Bob Bradley coached the 2021 MLS All Stars.
Oh, I love that.
And the game was in Los Angeles. So.
Well, it's got to be Heath, right?
It's got to be. In 2019. Really? I didn't know that. Okay.
Well, if Heath is picking half the players on this team, surely
it's
Heath
definitely
has
Heath.
to be.
So this is funny. James O'Connor was the MLS All Stars coach in 2019 for Orlando when it was in Orlando. James O'Connor was probably statistically Orlando City's worst coach in our history, and that's saying something. And there are rumors that the players did not trust or respect James O'Connor. So that's interesting seeing him coach all of them for a week. Sebastian Driussi.
Speaking of players you trust.
Yeah, he's been really good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have many issues with the midfield from like a talent level on all of these picks.
Yeah, I have to agree. With Driussi, it's weird. He's just been so consistently good. Like he hasn't just had like, 6 or 7 good games where he scored 2 or 3 goals each, and then in other games he's out and fading out. He's just been consistently like a 7 or higher in every game I've seen him play.
Yeah,
And I've
that's
seen him play in a lot of games.
Would you say that is the trait of a potential MVP?
Yes, because like Gilles was MVP last year, but some would say he didn't do it for the whole year.
He didn't do it he was injured for a huge portion of the year, wasn't he? Didn't he miss like a month and a half, like 2 months?
I mean, knowing him, probably, yeah. But who was MVP in 2020?
2020?
Was that given to Zelarayan? Oh my gosh, back to the Wikipedias.
When was Pozuelo given the MVP?
Oh, it was Pozuelo. Yeah. Which is insane to think about now, because like he has not had a good recent 2 seasons. 2019 was Vela, and he was consistent throughout the season. 2018, I would say yes. Consistency is massively important when it comes to becoming an MLS MVP.
Well, there you go then.
Because even Mukhtar last year,
I still think that it should have been closer.
I mean, I would have picked Mukhtar.
That was who my pick would have been.
But like Mukhtar did it for like 3/4 of the season.
Right.
Even though I don't think he was really injured. Whereas Carlos Gil did it the whole season except for when he was injured. Plus he got that early hype. Speaking of Mukhtar. That should be like a nickname. Carlos Gil, we skipped over him. I mean, he's been under the radar good this season, I think. Which is weird to think about.
He's just been himself, right? Like,
yeah.
Which, okay, he hasn't been that under the radar because I know we've talked about him and his outbursts and very spicy interviews.
No, he hasn't been under the radar in terms of like maybe us, but in terms of like.
Yeah, he's not been a big name. Like you don't see him all over social media.
Yeah, he's not getting the hype he got last season. Carlos Gil was the best player in the league last season. In this year, he's not getting that same love. It's going.
No.
I don't even know where it's going to. Where's all that love going to?
Well, Matt Doyle likes Acosta right now.
Lucio Costa. Yeah, well, Matt Doyle's smart, so he knows what he's talking about. Because he knows tactics, and he uses his eyeballs when he watches the game. I'd say a lot of the love probably going to Ferreira and Dottie.
Yeah, I would say Ferreira.
Yeah,
Ferreira's he's getting the summer hype.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that played a lot into Gil last season. Is he got all like the social media summer hype. Like he had it locked down halfway through the season. He probably could have just stopped playing and still would have got it.
Yeah, I think that's what pushed him over the line in the end because Mukhtar pushed him all the way and probably deserved it at the end of the season. Traeger Durati says, I think they had a lot to do with the success of the Revs. I have to agree. Success of the Revs was really what... That's also a good point. Like, it pushed it over the line. So, Gilles' first half of the season hype plus the Revs being record-setting MLS regular season, that's what got them in the end to give it to Carlos Gil. Hani Mukhtar.
Yeah, definitely put him in. I like Mukhtar. I really like watching him play. I would say he's a potential top 5 player in the league for me. For players I just enjoy watching.
So he was a coach's pick.
What? Excuse me?
Well, I think that's somewhat fair.
Who was the fan pick?
Oh, you know what? Never mind. Mukhtar has 11 goals this season. 11 goals, 5 assists. No. He started off slow, so for some reason I thought he had less. Okay, so Gil was a fan pick. Driussi was a fan pick. Acosta and Mukhtar were coach's pick.
Crazy.
Next is a coach's pick. Darlington Nagbe.
You need to have someone to play defensive midfield. We're playing four guys in the back, and then we're playing 6 attackers. The
a 4-1-5.
4-6.
4-1-5.
Yeah.
Do a box of strikers, and they just all run off each other in like a circle.
Okay.
Could you imagine?
Well, see, this is why you need Vasquez, so we can play hold up.
Yeah, someone's got to do it.
And then you have everyone
Morris.
just,
Okay. Darlington Nagbe, coach's pick. I'm trying to think of defensive mids who may have been better, or like more defensively minded mids who may have been better.
What about Pablo Ruiz?
He's more of an attacking minded, isn't he? Or no? Because like his output isn't good this season, from what I remember. He's got only like a couple of assists, but he's been insane for them.
Yeah, like he's made their midfield very sticky.
Yeah, he's on 1 goal, 4 assists. I wouldn't say he's necessarily. Also, this picture, that's scary. That's like the stuff of nightmares right there. Here, I'm gonna send it to you. I'm sorry, this is just a little freaky. I'm putting it in our group chat actually.
Yeah, okay. So, are you a thumbs up or a thumbs down? Because I was looking at him. I was looking at the bars on FBref.
Green bars.
Everyone loves the green bars. But his per 90 stats on defensive metrics are really good.
Yeah, he's a defensive mid. I think he should be in there as a defensive-minded mid over Nagbe. RSL's just not getting any love this season.
It's a shame too.
They're just like this. Like I've said this before. There's a team for a lot of people. Every single player or every single fan, has a team that is just like irrelevant, just in one ear and out the other. And for me, a lot of years it's been San Jose. It's just been like they might as well not exist for me. I think RSL is that for a lot of people. They don't know the players, they don't know the system, they don't know the coach, they don't know the storylines, and so they just forget about them when they think about the league. I think Ruiz was a victim of that when it came to voting and coach's pick.
Yep.
So snub-wise, midfielders, we're saying Ruiz in, and we're saying Nagbe out.
No.
No?
Okay, hold on. I actually have another snub if we're on it for midfielders.
Sure.
Should Zelarayan have been included?
No. Columbus have been bad this year. Not bad. They've been struggle busting.
Yeah, but I mean Zelarayan's not been bad.
What is he on? Lucas Zelarayan. He's 30. He's an old man. He has 4 goals, 2 assists. What are you talking about?
Is this just recency bias then? Why am I thinking that he's been good?
He had a good start. He started off really hot.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. He had like 3 free kick goals in the opening weeks.
Yeah, like, but like, he's just poof.
Yeah, and then I guess now that Cucho's here, now he's like relevant again. So I don't know.
Well, when you have a tattooless Miguel Berry in front of you, it's hard to do
Yeah, see,
anything.
there's your problem. Okay, so
Cucho has
maybe
tattoos.
yeah, but he's got a sweet hairstyle.
What a quote that is. Yeah, Cucho's been fantastic.
Yeah, maybe that's all it is. El Ryan just needs like an effective forward to play off of,
Yeah, I mean,
and Columbus
makes
did
sense.
not have that this year
Yeah, now they
until
do.
Cucho.
All right, Reynoso. I'm on
Yeah,
the fence with this one.
he's another player. Was he a coach's pick?
Yes,
Yeah, I understand why.
he has to be there. Like it's Minnesota, but
Yeah, I mean you need someone again that fits that role.
get the fans out to come see their favorite player, Belaudo
Hmm.
Reynoso. I think
He's
there
not
are
been bad.
no, he hasn't been bad, but like he hasn't been amazing. He's been good as of late.
Yeah, well,
Except
okay, look, you can't keep throwing, your like your creative 10 into the lineup though.
what do you mean?
Like you need players who do other things,
Oh yeah, for the MLS All Star lineup. Yeah.
right?
I mean, he'll probably start because of Adrian Heath coaching this match, but like I don't think he should. But I'm fine with him
Yeah,
being involved.
I
But
understand why he's
yeah.
there.
Last one here for midfielders, and I 150% agree with this one. Ilie Sanchez for LAFC.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, what's to disagree with?
Has Ilie Sanchez taken his quality, his play up another level since joining LAFC, or do you think
Yeah,
he's just always been this good?
no, I think he's gone up since joining them.
I agree. He's been so good for them. I mean, he was still good for FKC, and they're missing him massively.
Right.
But
Well, SKC is missing a lot of people.
yeah, I mean, the two
They're missing a
DPs
coach
that are
too.
out. No, they have Vermees.
Right. That's why I
In
said they're missing a coach.
in Vermees we trust.
Uh,
IVWT.
I know
No.
you don't believe that.
No. I'm shaking my head no for the viewers. Um, yeah, he's been rough this season, to say the least. All right, any more snubs? So we said Nagby out, Ruiz in. We were kind of fine with the rest.
Yeah, I mean it's just a talented midfield. Like
Mihailovic, if he was not injured, I'm sure would be in here somewhere.
I don't actually know if he would be.
Come again?
I don't know if he would be because I don't think he would get a fan vote. And I don't know if as a coach's pick if they're going to be like, "Oh yeah, like we can just keep putting attacking midfielders in here."
Russell, I just got a headache because you said that. I hope you know
No,
why.
I don't. I mean, like, okay, who are you pulling out for Mihailovic?
Mukhtar.
No way.
Way. Mihailovic was
No.
insane before his injury. He was like going crazy, scoring or assisting every single match, everything for Montreal,
Yeah,
near
but
top of the league.
Mukhtar's everything for Nashville. I mean, you're almost defining the exact same player,
Well, it was coach's pick, so the coach would have. Mukhtar was coach's pick, so he wasn't voted in.
right? I don't think Mihailovic would have been voted in.
But I think Mihailovic had the hype over Mukhtar.
But it's a coach's pick. I mean, I don't know if you can
Yeah.
say it's a hype thing. Because again, I think Mukhtar, he's going to look at it as a guy who can play out wide on the left if needed.
I mean, Mihailovic can play on the left. He plays left 8. All right, we'll leave it at that then. This boils my blood. Julian Araujo voted
Oh,
in.
yeah.
He's been bad for Galaxy, in my opinion. And maybe I'm going to get a lot of stick for that, but every time I've seen them play, he's not been impressive.
All right, so my normal question is Araujo a fan vote?
Yes.
There you go. Simple enough. I mean, it's LA. They will outvote. I guarantee you, they'll outvote almost every other voting base.
Like Alex Roldan, I think, has been a better right back this season than Julian Araujo. Or Nathaniel Harriel in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, I'm putting this on the snubs list. I don't even care. Harriel, do you agree with that one?
Yeah, I can give Harriel. I think Araujo probably starts behind Yedlin.
Yedlin's on here too?
Yeah, Yedlin's on there.
Why? Coach's pick. That's a name pick right there. Brandon Bye. He's been pretty good this year.
Team pick.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Mhm.
Brandon Bye's a good shot, Traeger.
Yeah.
A good shot.
Bye is an absolute terror.
Yeah. Would you say Harriel or Bye?
Bye.
For our list.
Easy.
Bye? Alright.
Yeah, no doubt in my mind.
Bye, Nathan Harriel. Sorry. Yeah, let's get Araujo out of there. No way. No way should he be in there. Maybe I'm just super biased and I just watched the wrong games and he's been amazing in other games. But he's given away he gave away he gave away a penalty and he was at fault for like a goal or two against Seattle in that one match. He had a bad giveaway in another match that led to a goal. His crossing's been really poor throughout the season. He hasn't done much attacking wise. I don't see it personally. And we talked about it on the El Tráfico deep dive as well. Like, I was more negative on him and you were more positive on his performance.
I was more positive. I think he's trying to do the right things.
I mean, yeah. It says here he's second in the team in key passes.
Yeah,
definitely.
And that was what drove my pick on that deep dive, is he made so many at least attempted progressive passes. Like, he knows what to do and he knows where to put it. He just can't always put it there. Or the team can't get the player there.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. He's just not being good. Alex Callens voted in. I 150% agree with this one.
Oh, yeah. You know I love Callens.
Yeah. He's been really good this season. Do you think he gets voted Defender of the Year?
No.
Okay. Who do you think it goes to?
I think it's going to be Zimmerman, specifically for U.S. men's national team tax.
I guess. I'm just so bored of Zimmerman getting the hype because he's Zimmerman.
I mean, sorry.
He's good, but I feel like Callens has been better this year. No?
Look, I love Callens. You know, I took notes on how many times he went on an adventure in our deep dive match. I think, like, he is a center back that I love to watch. Again, very fun player to watch. And you're just going to, like, suddenly be watching and you'll be like, what's Callens doing way up there? Why is this is a shot of goal? Like, why is he even in the frame for this?
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Big fan.
But just not better than Zimmerman.
I just don't think he's going to get picked over Zimmerman.
I think you are correct, personally. Okay, Aaron Long. Coach's pick.
Right. Coach is going for the long game here. Long play. Long arm of the law. How many more do you want me to do?
Has he been
a long time since we made these jokes.
Has he been the best center back on Red Bulls? Like, I feel like Nealis has been better, no?
I don't know. That's a pretty long conversation. Nealis is actually a good shout, though.
I guess I'm fine with Long.
Yeah, I'm not.
He's like the USMNT guy.
Yeah, but he's been good.
Yeah, he hasn't been bad. We'll leave him. We'll allow it.
I'm okay with it. Yeah.
But
because we make the decisions.
Yeah, not Adrian Heath. We don't
Right.
touch him.
Adrian Heath does not have a say in this. So when it says coaches pick, it actually says armchair coaches, and then it says MLS Now podcast.
Yes. Armchair coach,
Right.
not armchair analyst. But yes,
Right.
Aaron Long was a coach's pick. Commissioner's pick. Now that's a high honor. Kamal Miller was the commissioner's pick.
Okay.
I
don't think Kamal Miller is starting.
I'm not sure. Like, Kamal Miller's been good this season, don't get me wrong. But I think Don might have big-brained this one.
How so? Walk me through this process.
Like, I feel like there are other players that deserve to be an MLS All Star that weren't picked by the coach, that weren't picked by the fans. And if I were the commissioner, that's how I would use my pick. I'd say, you got screwed, my guy. I'm putting you in. Now, Kamal's been good again, but like we talked about Pablo Ruiz earlier, maybe he should have been a commissioner's pick.
Well, hold on. Let me pull up Kamal Miller here. Let me look at the green bars, and I can tell you.
Oh, not the green bars.
The green bars.
He's the 94th percentile or higher in everything he does.
Okay, well, I mean, he is pretty good in what he does, but...
Look, Wilfred Nancy has done a really good job of putting him in his best position, left center back. He's always been a left center back. Even when he was in Orlando, we tried to put him out at left back. He's really a left center back. He's doing fantastic. Not sure if he's all-star level center back.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm looking, right?
Mm-hmm.
His defensive per 90 stats are actually quite not good.
No, he's a back three defender.
Yeah.
There's a reason he doesn't play in a back four.
He's definitely, he's a ball-playing defender.
I wouldn't say that.
Well.
He plays the easy passes.
Then it pads his stats.
Yes. He's just a left center back. Like, that's why I'm like, this pick doesn't make sense. Traeger, Girardi, DeJuan Jones.
Yeah.
DeJuan Jones? I think he's been good for left back. Not a lot of good left backs.
We were talking about this earlier.
João Moutinho for Orlando was doing really good, but he's been injured now.
Okay, hold on. Can we do the conversation again? Because is the lack of high quality left backs a reason why we are seeing the players that we do see on the nominations and on the actual Golden Boot rankings as well?
What do you mean the Golden Boot rankings?
Well,
like no good left backs equals easier way to score goals.
Easier way to score goals on that side of the field.
I think fullbacks in general in this league are of a lower standard than some of the rest of the players across the league, and I think it's a consequence of the salary cap. They are the positions that you can kind of cheat your way to getting a standard guy out there and not sacrifice a ton of offensive or defensive quality. Like, you can throw a cheap, USL level right back out there and still win games because all they have to do is just stand there, sit still, look pretty, basically. So to answer your question, I think we have a lower quality pool of fullbacks, and therefore I think it could contribute to a closer Golden Boot race.
Okay.
Because the left backs here, Kamal Miller will probably be a left back option, and then the other one here is Diego Palacios. Commissioner's pick for Kamal Miller, coach's pick for Diego Palacios.
I would play Palacios over Miller.
Well, there's one more.
Well, okay, yeah, I would play Wagner over
Yeah.
Palacios.
Yeah, thank you. Which is also why the Kamal Miller pick doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's like I don't see him playing center back either. He doesn't play left center back in a 4. He just doesn't. Do you agree with the Palacios pick?
Yeah, I'm okay with it. Palacios is again, I feel like Palacios is maybe one of those guys where it's like he gets talked up a lot
Yeah, I'm gonna do
because
a thing here. 1 second. The people watching are gonna be able to see this, what I'm about to do.
okay.
But basically, I'm going to transfer marked. I'm going to market values, and you can look at market values by position. And it's a good way that I use just to see some of the best players, market value wise, in a position across the league. So highest value, Diego Palacios. Second is Kai Wagner. Chase Gaspard, Nuhu, Matarrita, Farfan, DeJuan Jones. I think DeJuan Jones is probably a snub here. Claudio Bravo, Marcus Lopez, Hollinghead, Madronda, Ndembe. Brad Smith's been okay. Gutierrez, Munson, Lovitz, Kieran Gibbs, no. Caleb Wiley, no. Tolkien, maybe? I think Tolkien's a decent shout. He's kind of fell off recently. Blackett, no. Lundqvist.
Oh boy.
Mateen is injured. Luis Martins, no. Joseph Mora, no. Navarro, no. He's been bad for Chicago. Jovan Jones, like none of these. Luke Estevez hasn't been great. Christian Fuchs, no. Honestly, Brody. And he's not listed on here because on Transfermarkt he's listed as a right back. Andrew Brody would be another option for me. Every time I've seen him, I've been impressed. But yeah, he's listed as a right back. But he mainly plays left back this season. Well, that's a scary looking face too. What's up with RSL and their like mug shots for face?
Yo, have you seen Lucho?
On Transfermarkt?
Yeah. Does he have his neck tat in that photo?
I think so. Let's see. Oh yeah, he does.
Yeah. I bet Patrick Klimala must have a great Transfermarkt photo.
Oh, that sounds scary. Traeger says this shows how Jones and Bai compare to the rest of the fullbacks in the league. For as good as Bai has been on the right, Jones has been that much better on the left. He also plays right back at times. Yeah, he is a right-footed left back. I think you're right. I think Jones and Bai are both snubs in their own right. Oh,
yeah, Bai am 100% behind.
Klimala looks like a frat boy in his photo. He's only 23.
Yeah, Klimala's not old.
That's not bad. Yeah, Palacios I would not have in there. Coach's pick, so.
Really? You wouldn't put in Palacios?
No. I think there are better, like Kai Wagner, who got voted in. I agree with that one 100%.
Right. I think he's probably your top pick for that spot.
Yeah, he's top pick. But then there's, like Traeger said, there's Jones.
Yeah.
I like Brody. I like what he's done this season. I think he scored a couple of game winners too, or maybe that was Tate Schmidt, who's come off the bench. The Twitter link shows charts for them. Did you send us a Twitter link? Or did you add us? I'm confused. Did he send it to my personal Twitter? Oh shoot! I accidentally clicked on breaking news. Bernardeschi set to join Toronto FC, now confirmed, and here we go.
That's old news. That's like 2 hours old.
Today's the 14th, right? I didn't even see this.
They've been talking about it forever.
Bro, I don't live on Twitter.
Well, yes, you do.
I have a job. Did you send it to my personal? Traeger, I'm not seeing what you're talking about. Unless you put it in the chat. But I'm not seeing that either. I don't know. The Twitter link shows charts for them. I'd have to go to your account, buddy. Okay, so let's keep it moving here. DeAndre Yedlin, right back. What do you think about that?
It's a name.
The name?
Yeah. 100%. It's a name.
Yep. Just tag the pod. Okay. What a guy. Let's look at this here. Freaking legend. I clicked on this. Give that a like. Alright, Brandon by fullback radar. Ooh, I love a radar. Alright, let's look at this. Russell, I will tag you in this. Mr. Danger Russ.
Hey, that's me.
Yeah. Average shot distance is high. This is a beautiful radar. Key passes 1.6. Low on the pass completion. That just tells me he's trying difficult passes. 2.7 passes into the final third. A good progressive passing distance. Expected assist is through the roof. Tackles and interceptions are kind of low. Pressures are really good. He's just been a good player. Like, overall, he's just been good. And then, oh, this is Palacios.
Yeah, I've got a player comparison going on FBref between Jones and Palacios.
Oh, you do?
Mhm.
Let's see this.
Here, give me a.
Well, Palacios is a lot higher on a lot more things.
Here, I'll send it to you on
Coming
Twitter.
from Nash Rookvi. I might have to follow this dude if he's the one making these.
Yo, there's some really good data visualization people on Twitter, and that's why I do live on Twitter.
Goal threat among scouted midfielders. Oh, and he's talking about Arsenal? I'm giving this dude a follow. What a guy. Traeger, you just set me up for life. I'm not seeing DeJuan Jones. I saw Palacios, but you said Jones is right below it. So, I don't know. It's not showing up for me. Oh, there it is. I scrolled past it like an idiot. Yeah, DeJuan Jones has been really good too. Wow. Yeah, that's a hard one. I think Palacios gets it because he's on LAFC, and that's kind of like they're the good team tax. But
not because of coaching.
No. Kamal Miller maybe could be replaced by DeJuan Jones easily.
100% agree on that.
Yeah. DeAndre Yedlin, we said we're fine with. Walker Zimmerman, I mean, there's not much to be said there.
Well, hold on. Are we okay with DeAndre Yedlin?
Right backs could be Brandon By.
Right.
Let's go with that. All right, we're doing snubs. Well, we already said By for Rajo. Okay, so we got to pick another right back. Who's another right back, right? So I can go back to Transfermarkt.
I mean, we're into this conversation, right, of right back, left back are such a thin position within the league. It's like, so maybe that answers your question. Like, if you can't name another right back other than Brandon By and DeAndre Yedlin.
Tinnerholm?
Yeah, Tinnerholm.
Although he's been kind of injured this year, right?
He's not.
All right, let's look at right backs. As soon as I see a couple of them, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, he should be in there.
Well, it's gonna be DeAndre Yedlin's probably gonna be the top of that, right?
Julian Araujo's first, Alistair Johnson second, Tinnerholm third, DeAndre Yedlin fourth, Herrera fifth, Alex Roldan sixth, Nanu seventh. Nanu's not been good. Oh, Tom Edwards. Tom Edwards has been really good. Keegan Rosenberry's been okay. Huon's been Garbo. Brandon By. Mbaizo's been bad. Jalen Lindsey. Nick Lima. I'm not seeing anybody other than Tom Edwards.
Yeah.
And he's English. You would think.
Well, that's why you can't have it.
Adrian Heath would have picked him.
No. This is a snub ahead of the World Cup. It's about getting in England's head.
All right, we're getting rid of Yedlin. Edwards for Yedlin, right?
Edwards for Yedlin. You wouldn't replace. Wait, did we say we would replace Araujo with Bai?
Yes.
Okay.
We got rid of both the right backs, so they're trash,
All right. Well,
garbage.
well, there you go. That's MLS in a nutshell.
Yep. Walker Zimmerman.
Mhm.
He's Walker Zimmerman. Got to be in there.
Yeah, I mean he's like they say he's Captain America.
Goalkeepers. Andre Blake.
Mhm. It's a good call.
Sean Johnson. Commissioner's
Good
pick.
call.
Sean Johnson.
Okay, Sean Johnson does not need to be a commissioner's pick.
Has he been that good this season?
He's U.S. men's national team. I mean,
Yeah, I guess.
I'm surprised he's not the fan vote.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fair. Sean Johnson. Dane St. Clair.
Yeah, Dane St. Clair, is that your fan vote?
Coach's pick.
Oh.
Fan vote was
Andre Blake?
Yep.
What? That's not how I would have envisioned that going down.
No, neither would I. Well, coach's pick makes sense for St. Clair since he's from Minnesota.
Yeah, I 100% would have thought Sean Johnson would have been your fan vote.
A lot of disappointment with
Slonina?
No, with McMath missing out from RSL. He's been really good.
I'm surprised Slonina didn't get fan votes. Or even a commissioner pick.
Really?
Yeah.
He's
not been good lately.
But he's like a child.
Yeah, but like, I mean, again, you want to talk about guys that get a lot of hype around them. I mean, Slonina is in theory in the middle. Maybe that's why he's in the middle of a negotiation to join Chelsea for $10 million, and then they're just going to loan him back to Chicago.
Yeah.
So maybe they're like, wow, he's leaving, but not really leaving, but we don't know for sure he's coming back, so he's not allowed.
I don't know. I think Chicago are making a mistake playing him in every match, but
well, they're about to get they're gonna laugh all the way to the bank with their $10 million.
Yeah. All right, so there we go. That's the roster. We've got our snubs. So Brandon Vasquez over Rui Diaz, Jeremy Abobase over Jordan Morris, Ruiz over Nagbe, Bai over Araujo, Edwards over Yedlin. Traeger says Blake is a known All Star and I think a fan favorite. Johnson plays for NYCFC and everyone hates them.
That's true.
A fair point.
But NYCFC should have a large fan base voting, unless they can't be bothered.
They don't even have a large fan base that go to their stadium.
Okay, well. Hey, come on. I mean, look, it must be very confusing. They're looking for NYCFC soccer stadium, and they just keep pulling with Yankee Stadium, and they're like, no, that's not what I'm looking for.
No, I don't want to watch the Yankees. I want to watch NYCFC.
Right.
Where do they play?
I can understand where the confusion is.
Hot take. NYCFC should play at Madison Square Garden.
That's a hot take.
How big is Madison Square Garden? Would it be able to fit a football field, a soccer field?
No,
I don't think so.
No way.
Where did the Giants and the Jets play? The Jets play in New Jersey. So where did the Giants play?
New York Giants? I don't know. Let me see.
Do they play in New Jersey as well?
Well, it's MetLife Stadium, which is also in New Jersey.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. All right. So, who's starting? Let's just look at the list of names real quick.
I think Ferreira Fountas, you're starting in a two-striker system.
Ferreira Fountas, okay.
Mm-hmm. And then I would say you throw Acosta out left as like a wide player in the midfield.
Okay.
And then let's say Gil playing out wide right, because I know he can do that. And then you throw maybe Ilie Sanchez and Reynoso into your midfield, and then let's do probably Wagner, Walker Zimmerman, Long, and Yedlin.
Yedlin, yeah. Out of the players that are there, I agree with that.
And then
Blake.
keeper. Yeah, I'd be okay with Blake.
Yeah.
I'd say Blake, but I think it's gonna be St. Clair. I think St. Clair will get the start.
Yeah, probably. So I would say Blake start. Well, actually, I'd say Dane St. Clair deserves to start. No, I think he's been up there as best in the league.
He's been good. He's been really good.
So I'm going to say back five of your back four plus St. Clair. In the midfield,
so you're just saying my back five.
Yeah, your back five, I guess. Yeah. I would go 4-3-3 for this, just straight 4-3-3. Because Ilie Sanchez can do the 6. Darlington Nagbe in there because it just makes sense tactically, and then I guess Reynoso will start because of Adrian Heath. Or maybe, there's always seems to be a curveball, like a coach will not start one of his players that's available. So maybe Driussi starts in like that left 8 side. Left wing will probably be, I don't know, someone like Mukhtar, because he can play out there. I know he favors the right side. Or Acosta.
I think it would be Acosta.
I think Vela will start, and then I think Tati Castellanos will start.
I feel like we should have written this down, but...
Well, we can go on YouTube and rewatch it.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. All right, well, I think that's where we're going to leave it. Gone an hour and 20 minutes on the All Star roster. Lonuevo and Traeger, thanks for joining. Thanks to everyone who watched and didn't participate. We really appreciate it. Like we said, this will be going out on the normal podcast feed and can also be viewed on YouTube. So basically, I was sharing my screen. You were able to see kind of what I was looking at, what we were reading. And so if you're listening to this, the plan is to live stream all of our episodes moving forward. Every Sunday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time is when we usually record, so that's when we'll be doing our live streams, and then we'll probably have a couple of random live streams here and there, just like tonight. We didn't announce it. Probably will announce more of them moving forward. Just, this was our first time doing it, so I needed to go through all the kinks of figuring everything out. Russell, you can find him at Mr. Danger Russ, even though his little thing says not very at Mr. Danger Russ. And all I can say is till next time, Russell.
Yes, till next time.